Energy is very important for space exploration. In the future, astronauts on the moon will produce rocket fuel using water. Let's investigate how.
Human exploration of the moon requires resources: water, oxygen, food, materials, fuel. Bringing everything from Earth would be very inefficient and expensive. Instead, mission designers are investigating how to use resources already available on the moon. Scientists found evidence that water may exist in some areas towards the moon's poles. On a future moon mission, this water could be used to produce hydrogen and oxygen for breathable air for the crew and for fuel. For this experiment, you will need plastic container with 2 holes on the lid and 2 metal pins in the bottom, beaker with distilled water, matches, a 4.5 volt battery, petri dish with 12 grams of sodium hydroxide, lightweight scales, 2 test tubes, plier for test tubes, gloves, safety goggles, 2 copper wires, a splint, and a plastic stirrer. Before we begin, make sure to wear gloves and safety goggles to guarantee safety throughout the experiment. Let's start. Weigh the sodium hydroxide and dissolve it in the beaker with distilled water. Make sure to stir it properly. After that, pour the solution into the plastic container and attach the copper cables with one end to the steel pins. Connect the other end of the copper cable to the battery. Now here's the tricky part. Use the pliers to fill the test tubes with water and place them with the opening above the steel pins. Make sure they are completely filled with water. Use the holes and the plastic lid as a mount for the test tubes. Connect the other end of the copper cable to the battery and see what happens. Your experiment is now set up. Observe the test tubes. You can start a timer to see how long the process takes. Can you see the little bubbles? If you no longer see a lot of bubbles, the chemical reaction is over. Disconnect the copper cables from the battery and carefully open the container lid. Let's investigate what happened here. You can see that the tips of the test tubes are no longer filled with water, but with gases. Which gases could this be? There's a method to identify the gases. Grab the test tube that contains more gas. Place a long match at the opening of the tube. Make sure that you're not burning yourself. Did you hear something? You should hear a squeaky pop, which confirms the presence of hydrogen. The sound indicates a mini explosion. Grab the second test tube carefully. Light a splint and blow it out. Place the now smoldering splint in the opening of the tube. The presence of oxygen will reignite the stick. We have now identified the presence of hydrogen in the test tube whose pin was connected to the battery's negative pole, and oxygen in the tube that was above the pin connected to the battery's positive pole. The chemical reaction just demonstrated is called electrolysis and shows that we can use water to produce oxygen and hydrogen. When an electric current passes through the water solution, it will start an oxidation, or a reduction chemical reaction. Hydrogen gas will bubble at the cathode, and oxygen will bubble at the anode. In order to set up a sustainable outpost on the moon, future astronauts will recycle and use local resources to survive. They will even produce fuel to propel spacecraft going farther into space, or to fuel rovers that will explore the lunar surface and expand human presence.